चलो 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 जल्दी जल्दी चलो करो. Okay. इसका कोई ना कोई हैक होगा मैं बाद में बताता हूँ. Hmm. Just a minute, guys. We're just starting. Give me a minute. Mm, yes. Okay. So, I hope मेरे नेटवर्क का इशू आज ना हो.
It could be the IPL effect. Networks must be
Oh
choked.
yeah. You never know. That's a very valid point.
No, because I
चलो.
have suffered the problem all day today.
अरे हो सकता है, हो सकता है. Netflix at one point of time used to drive one third of the traffic of the
Hmm.
US internet at one point of time. So this is very much possible. So, anyways, let's just kick it off. First of all, welcome to another edition of the Builders Club Weekly Live. This is the 18th edition running, and in this show, we basically go through all the startup related news or discussions which are happening or which are trending this week. Shark Tank is in town, and hence all the editions for the past 3 or 4 weeks have been around Shark Tank deals. In this 1 hour, what we try and do is we analyze all the deals which have been done by the Sharks in the Shark Tank India season 3, and we try and analyze the product, the website, and why the deal was made at that valuation. Today we have got a special. So first of all, let me just introduce the regulars. We have got Vishal Kale, who's the direct marketing head at the Studio 90, based out of Pune. It's a marketing agency. We've got Akash Agarwal, who's the director data analytics at Paytm. We've got soon to join Kulmani Rana, who runs an iBank as well as an accelerator called Fibonacci X. There is Saurabh Agarwal, who's the co-founder of Angel Bay, and then there is Harry, who is the co-founder of Winners, which is an angel network, as well as Sochcast and Radio Wala. Radio Wala, incidentally, is having an SME IPO today, because of which Harry is not going to be there in the show, but you can go on LinkedIn and congratulate him. His post is there on our news feed on the Builders Club. So, in case you don't follow us, please follow us. Today, we've also got a very, very, very special guest, Abhishek Vijay Varghia, and he is here because number one, I think Abhishek should give his introduction. But I wanna before we talk about Abhishek and what he does, I wanna talk about the a very recent post which Abhishek Vijayvargiya did, and I'm sure that if you guys can see my screen, you guys will be able to know. So this post was made on LinkedIn by Abhishek, where he analyzed all the 402 different pitches of Shark Tank. And on the basis of that, there's a 17-page deck which he made, which basically has kind of gone viral on LinkedIn. I don't know about the other platforms. But welcome, Abhishek. Welcome to TBC Live. Great to have you here. And why don't you introduce yourself, and then we'll probably go through your slides as well. Yeah.
Thanks, all. I'm Abhishek. I lead marketing at Fabric. Fabric is basically a new startup that we are doing. It is an AI analyst for D2C brands. The primary problem that we are solving, like as it is there, D2C brands, they sell at a lot of different stores, they market at a lot of different platforms. And because of that, they have, data basically lying around everywhere, but they do not have enough analytics bandwidth themselves. So they do a lot of their analysis on Excel. What we do is we bring all of the data together. First of all, present it, in a way that a simple business user can understand. And lastly, we have a chat GPT type interface. So I guess the bigger problem that a lot of business users face, by the way, I am a business user, I'm not a data analyst, regardless of, how that post looks. So we don't know SQL, we don't know a lot of, I had to simply Google so many Excel formulas in order to arrive at half of the calculations. So we don't know all that, right? But we know what we want to ask. So it's a basically a chat GPT type interface where you can ask the data question that that you have, and you'll get the answer.
Interesting. So we all of you guys can also see the website. So in case anybody of you is has a D2C brand, or is it for the D2C brands, or is it for the platforms?
It's for D2C brands. So basically a brand that sells anywhere on Shopify, Amazon, Flipkart, any quick commerce. It is for them.
Got it, got it. So by the way, tomorrow is the D2C Insider Summit in Bangalore.
Right.
And we are community partners for that one as well. So in case you are also visiting, we should definitely catch up there, and that might actually be a right place for you to showcase this one as well. But for all of the D2C brands founders who are watching, or any of you product managers in a D2C brand, I think this is something which you should definitely try out. Okay, moving on to your post. So I would love to, a 5 minute if you can go through the whole thing, and then you can probably critique and Akash and Vishal, in case you people have any pointers on this, would love for you to. So how many, so where all did this go viral? Did this just go viral on LinkedIn or on Twitter and other places as well? How many impressions?
So on LinkedIn, it has 450,000 impressions. Twitter,
Nice.
not so much. Twitter, around 10,000. But my Twitter profile is also fairly inactive. It's like I have
Yeah,
50 followers on
I
Twitter.
get it.
Yeah,
No, but I think Twitter in itself is a very, I mean, I don't really get Twitter anymore. And we'll probably have a separate discussion around that. But let's just go through this analysis. So decoding Shark Tank, where you've done an analysis of all the foreign two pitches. So number one, you're saying that amongst so the total pitches that they have heard and the total deals that they have made. So Aman Gupta is basically the highest number of deals. But in
correct.
terms of percentages, I think Piyush Goyal has the highest conversion rate.
Yeah.
So, okay, Aman Gupta number one with 97 deals, then comes Piyush, then Namita, then Anupam, and then Vinita. Interesting.
Then
Interesting.
Minita and then Anupam.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Okay. Then you're talking about Anupam Mittal, bargain hunter or big deal maker. On an average, valuation offered by Anupam were the smallest in season one
yeah.
and season two, while Aman's were the highest. Vinita offered the highest valuations in season three. Interesting. Anything to read between the lines here, Abhishek, in this analysis, which you probably might not have covered in the picture. Rather, you should run us by this. I'll just move the slides. Yeah.
That's fine. So I think I was honestly very surprised because I think it's a cognitive bias, but like almost all the pitches that I watch, somehow Anupam is always involved, and Namita always seems to be the first one getting out.
Mm.
So half of the reason why I did this is just to cross check that one data point. But yeah, so in this particular case, like whatever we have, like the visual that you're seeing of Anupam offering like around 20 CR average valuation, that is across season one and three, season one, two, and three. Um, why I divided season one and two and three separately, in the below caption, is because I see that somebody who invests in a lot of brands in one particular season, they usually go down in the next season, like they do not invest in that much pitches, and in the next season, so we only have three data points at the moment, but they again come up. So I guess that is the only other interesting aspect to it apart from what we are seeing.
Got it,
One
got it, got it.
question I had for the previous slide. So there, I think you have also mentioned, right? What I also see that although, I mean, the number of deals which is backed by, the Sharks may be like this, but I think there might be a lot of deals where they have lost to the competitor, right? Maybe if we can maybe like do one more thing here
Yeah,
where like out of the 390 deals, right? I mean like or out of the total deals, we can find that for how many of the deals a person might have basically pitched for, right?
yeah,
And then we can get the that number that how many deals he had lost and how many deals he has won. So
correct,
that will give a very like fair idea.
And
correct.
also, I
So,
think
Understand?
if you can break it season wise, then it'll be more
yeah,
interesting. Hmm.
yeah. So what's really like first of all, like very fair point. The metric of how many offers they made versus how many offers that finally got accepted is a, I think,
Yeah.
really good metric. One interesting thing I observed, like once I was done with this analysis, I went back, I watched a lot of pitches. I think um, whenever Namita does not want to invest, she is the first person to get out. Like
Get
she,
out, right? That's true.
which is also probably the reason behind a lot of these memes and the popular culture
Mhm.
reference of Namita. On the other hand, if you look at other sharks, like for example, if you have Aman and Anupam in particular, they are the guys who usually stay until the end, especially Anupam. Like, which is also the reason why a lot of valuations that is offered by Anupam is less. Because if all the sharks are out, for example, he gets a really good deal. Or if you observe, like Anupam also, I think is a really great negotiator. So even if somebody else is along with him, he really, I don't know, haggles and brings the overall valuation down. So yeah,
Mhm. So
Interesting.
one more interesting thing, yeah, what I have also observed, like out of them, right, Vinita would mostly like speak at the last, right? So yeah, if she wants to get out, right, I mean, she will speak at the last. So that also basically, I mean, she could hear like what the different sharks are saying, and then she can take her own like opinion. That I've seen, and maybe not like right, but that's what I've also like observed.
correct.
वैलिड वन अच्छा इन द इंटरेस्ट ऑफ टाइम क्योंकि आज फिर हम बाकी फिर पिक्चर्स नहीं कर पाएंगे मुझे जो लग रहा है इट्स अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग वन सो देखते हैं इसको थोड़ा जल्दी रैप अप करेंगे थोड़ा जल्दी करेंगे नहीं तो हम फिर डिस्कशंस ही नहीं कर पाएंगे बट दिस इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग ओके शार्क टैंक इंडिया इज ग्रोइंग बोथ इन टर्म्स ऑफ नंबर ऑफ पिचेस एंड सक्सेस रेट सो यू आर सेइंग फर्स्ट सीजन में 117 पिचेस सेकंड सीजन में 165 पिचेस थर्ड सीजन में 120 पिचेस अभी तक
अभी
Okay,
तक
and 55%, 62%, 60%.
yeah,
Hmm. First
and
तो
I
वैसे
think
भी go on.
yeah, the season three ka percentage I think will rise because usually during the finale you have a lot of startups coming, but you also get higher percentage at
Hmm.
that time.
Conversions.
Yeah,
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Big deals have become more common with every subsequent season. So percentage of deals is more than 30 CR valuation. ओके सो सीजन वन में तो एक का भी 30 CR 30 CR के ऊपर नहीं था सीजन टू में 24 एंड सीजन थ्री वाई स्पेसिफिकली 30 CR
uh,
4 million
because of distribution. So like first of all, one editorial comment here. As I said,
हम्म
I'm not a data analyst, so I made some mistake while calculating season one. It's not zero, it's two.
ओके
In that. Now, why 30 CR is because like if you so this all of like generally I've shown mean calculations, but if you look at median, usually median comes around 30, right? And you see serious swings in the percentage of acceptance across that rate.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Interesting. Okay. How have deal
I have one
sizes?
question here, Sohail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vishal.
Sohail, this is Vishal. I have one question here to the expert who has come on the panel. Is this clearly points to one phenomenon that may be happening that in season one we had probably the ideation phase startups and the newer startups coming in, but now we are seeing more and more startups that are having traction that are coming in. The higher valuation does
Hmm.
seem to indicate that Shark Tank is now becoming an
Valid point.
accepted uh, for approaching for funding. Because even if you don't get funded, I've seen stories where people gain. What's your take on this? Because this is quite fascinating. I had never thought of it that
It's
way.
a valid point. It's a very valid
Yeah.
point.
So if you look at season one, especially the type of startups that came, like it was Wild West, right? Like
Yeah,
there were just
yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
interesting pitches, right, which were there. But I guess what people realized, like after season one ended is that you are getting 15 minutes to not just pitch to the sharks who are there. You're able to pitch to, the very large audience which is sitting at home watching their TV. I was actually calculating, like having a rough calculation of what 15 minutes of ad time would look like, and it's somewhere around 5 to 7 CR at least, right? Even on the worst weekdays when there is not that much traffic, right? So what a lot of these startups realized is that you are not going to get 7 CR worth of free marketing ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like not at least not
And
until
that too
you
on
reach a
mainstream
certain
TV.
point on mainstream TV on and like this type of show, your tier one audience watches, your tier two audience watches, even tier three. I come from a tier four town. My mother watches this show, right? So the type of penetration, advertising penetration you are getting. So which is why, like in season one, you do not have like you have some good businesses, but in season two, like brands like Paradise come, Snitch come, Zoff come, like which are like absolutely great businesses in their own. And in season three, even bigger ones are coming. So for example, Arata came, Cosmix came, Nasher Miles, which is a great brand
Yeah.
that people came. So yeah, so bigger brands are coming. However, the reason I don't think is that higher valuation is being given. I think the reason is that they are getting 7 crore, 10 crore of free publicity.
मुझे नहीं लगता वैसे। I
Mhm.
really believe कि whatever Shark Tank, I mean, see, of course, I think Shark Tank is a promotional vehicle for sure. Okay. But I think both of your points are getting married here that now more prominent brands are now coming in. And
Mhm.
hence the valuations, and many a times, and there have been analyses which we have seen where the valuations have gone up for a steal. Probably because the startups were at just at the cusp, and these they were at the at Shark Tank at the right place at the right time for the investors, not for
Yeah,
themselves. Had they gone to a traditional investor, probably they must have gotten a better valuation. But of course, the marketing, plus I think the it's not just about the kind of reach that they get on mainstream. It's also about the
mhm.
long tail of content which gets created on the digital front of these, and the chatter that the brand starts getting. Kulmani in the last episode pointed out that a lot of these D2C brands who come in, they have to prepare for the spike in traffic once their episode airs because
Yes,
their backend sometimes crashes if they're not ready, right?
correct.
So I think more prominent startups are coming in, to Vishal's point, and to your point, yes, they are coming in for the marketing exposure.
Yeah,
The way I look at it. Okay, moving on. How have deal sizes changed across the seasons? ओके, तो आप बोल रहे हो कि सबसे पहले सबसे ज्यादा 0 to 1 1 to 5 CR के आसपास का रेंज in season 1 used to be the maximum. In
yeah.
season 2 this median shifted to 10 to 20 CR, and even in season 3 it's almost around the same. लेकिन अभी सीजन 3 में ज्यादा वैल्यूएशन वाले ज्यादा हो.
Yes,
That's what the deal is, right? हाँ.
yes.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. So
the
this.
average valuation has shifted around like 50%. Like 23 CR was the average valuation in season two, around 35 CR in season three.
Wow, very interesting. Okay, you'll have to ask, but at half the valuation. Most successful pitchers get the money they are looking for, but get a big haircut on the valuation asked. Most deals in season 2 and 3 have happened at half the asked valuation. Put some light on this one. This is interesting.
So I guess the unwritten rule in a way is that whatever amount of money that you come asking for, you are going to get it. Either, if they're going to invest or they might give you a debt or whatever. But valuation wise, there is a like or it's like a big bargain. Like if you say, oh, my valuation is 50 CR, they'll start at 20 CR, 25 CR. And that's happening across. So season one, I do not count because there are a lot of anomalies there,
Yeah.
businesses getting acquired, like having valuations 1 CR, 2 CR are huge. Season two and three, even with higher valuation, and like the point that you were saying, right, that the valuations that Shark, like in founders get on Shark Tank, seems to be much lower than what they would have gotten in a,
Hmm.
in an investor room.
Hmm. So in season, so was the yellow one is average valuation asked and given? Was the difference between these two?
Right. So basically, the asked is the like if I'm a founder, this is what the valuation that I'm asking. So in
The
season two, it around
yellow and
50.
blue, how are they different?
No, no. So if one is valuation, one is the investment, the amount of money.
Oh, acha, acha. So
Oh,
that,
sorry. Oh, I see it now. The second one is lakhs, and
okay.
the first one is crores.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
So
missed out on that.
no, no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
should put it.
Yeah, actually both are looking same actually as
How
Correct,
per
much
the
is
definition.
got
correct,
it.
correct.
Got it.
So
Got it.
the right one is like I think 65 lakhs is the average amount of money that you get. 78 lakhs is the average amount of money that you get in season three. However, if you look at the valuation asked, you're asking around 65 CR in season two, but you're only getting 23. Uh, you're asking around 60 CR and you're only getting 23. In season three, you're asking somewhere around 65 to 70, and you're only getting 30 to 33.
Interesting. Interesting. So, hi, Kulmani. First of all, just wanted to introduce you to Abhishek. Abhishek has had done an analysis of all the Shark Tank deals, and we are just going through his post. His post went viral on LinkedIn, and we're just trying to analyze his analysis. We're just going through it, just putting a primer there. Okay, moving on. Rise of royalties. While there were almost no royalty deals across season one and season two, they have skyrocketed in season three. There's a great evidence of that in the deals that we are going to showcase today. So we'll come to that. Deal with royalties have 63% higher valuation than average. That's absolutely true. So this might be because sharks want more assurity about recouping their investments in bigger deals. So इसमें क्या हो जाता है ना कि आप पैसे मांगते हो ना जब तो मान लो आप 1 करोड़ मांग रहे हो 2% के लिए जस्ट गिविंग यू एन एग्जांपल अब वो 1 करोड़ अगर 50-50 लाख में टूट जाता है ना तो आप आपका जो ओवरऑल यू कैन देन reduce the amount of percentage that you want to give out for the lesser amount of money while the taking in the major amount of money or probably a 50% of it in the debt format. So usually valuation एक debt deal में ज़्यादा होती है in general and probably Kulmani sir you might actually come on this thing. But Abhishek, why don't you give your point of view on this?
Right. So I think like my point of view is pretty much summed up there.
Mm,
I what I believe is based on some LinkedIn posts that I also saw while researching this. Some of the sharks they did not have really good experience with a few brands after season one as well as season two. So I think they have become a little bit more caged. They are thinking about getting an investment on their money, and because now we are talking about higher valuations and higher amount of investment, right? It's not like
mm,
any money is not small money, but especially
mm,
now this is getting higher. And the type of royalty deals that I saw that have happened in season three, they are getting their returns in like 1 year or 2 year. Like all of
yeah,
them are structured in this way.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So if I let's say invest 1 CR and if I get my return in 2 years, and apart from that I own a certain percentage amount of money, that's a great deal for me.
Yeah, I'll show you something before we move on. ये
Yeah.
आज की डील्स हैं जो हम डिस्कस करने वाले हैं। आई डोंट नो सारे कर पाएंगे नहीं कि आज ये सारे आउट ऑफ द 10 9 ऑफ देम आर डेड डील्स।
Yes.
ठीक है एंड दिस इज आई मीन व्हेन आई वाज कंपाइलिंग दिस आई वाज लाइक कि एम आई रीडिंग दिस राइट कहीं मैंने गड़बड़ की है क्या? सारे के सारे डेड डील्स हैं यार। सो फिर देन आई वाज लाइक कि सारे D2C ब्रांड्स हैं क्या? एंड देन आई वाज लाइक कि नहीं सारे D2C ब्रांड्स भी नहीं है। But then there are two things here. एक तो of course the brands must be doing revenue for them to have confidence कि इतना डेट होगा। ठीक है तो मतलब इतना रेवेन्यू कर रहा है वो तब जाकर के वो 40 लाख 50 लाख का डेट उठाने के लिए रेडी है बिकॉज ideally you get into a debt trap if you don't have the right measures to make sure but yeah हाँ ठीक है moving on to the next one how are unsuccessful deals different. While ultimately sharks invest in the quality of businesses and the founder, but the ask amount might also matter. So you are saying कि if the ask amount is higher, then the deals usually go fall. What's your analysis? आप बता दो, then we'll probably critique it.
First of all, I don't think this is a independent variable in any way. Uh, Deals with much higher ask but good businesses also get good deals. Like they get successful, they get success in Shark Tank. But what I do see is that when a business comes in whose fundamentals are not that strong, if they're asking for a decent valuation or let's say even lesser amount of valuation, they themselves have decided that okay, maybe I can cut down on my valuation a bit because of what the reality is. Even they get accepted. However, if you're running however, most of the people, the mistake they make is that they come in with a business which does not have very strong fundamentals, and they ask actually for a much higher amount of money as compared to an average amount of deal in which they are asking. So if you see consistently season one, two, and three, I think this difference is at least 50% between the
Mm,
green and the red arrow.
mm,
So
mm.
I think at the end of the day, bottom line will always remain the quality of the business. However, apart from all the things, parameters in which I compared successful and unsuccessful deals, this is the one where there was a pattern.
हम्म, मतलब आप मतलब एक तो but this might
Recording
also
stopped.
this might also be a what do you call it this might not be a causation the way I look at it. Just because you're asking for a higher valuation does not mean that your deal might be
Yeah, yeah,
unsuccessful, but majority of the unsuccessful deals have asked for unreasonable valuation is what you're saying,
correct.
and unreasonable is the word there.
Yeah, unreasonable, I think, in money, like investment, not just valuation.
Ah, okay, okay, interesting, interesting. Got it,
Yes.
got it. Okay. Moving on. D2C brands are dominating Shark Tank in India. ये तो मतलब सीजन 1 और 2 में मेरे ख्याल से 2 में तो अति कर दी थी इन लोगों ने. Every second brand was a D2C brand. This time, but still, this time also, we have had 40-50% of the of the startups have been D2C brands for sure. So F&B and fashion have been the top industries across sections. So season one में F&B was the highest, season two में भी F&B is the highest, season three में भी F&B is the highest. Why don't you take us through this? Uh,
Right. So,
yeah, go on, sorry.
in season one, if you see, like F&B is first. For some reason, like healthcare was second. There were a lot of health improvements, healthcare related startups that we see in season one. There were some in season two, but I think in season three they have decreased quite a bit. Like the number of ones which are coming and the number of ones which are getting accepted as well.
Mm,
Um F&B has remained constant throughout. Fashion was third in both season one and two, but in season three, whatever we have seen until now, fashion has even increased as compared to seasons one and two.
mm,
Health and wellness. So, how basically the differentiation between healthcare and health and wellness is that I'm thinking health and wellness in more of a D2C wala way, where the products are, they are more productized, like itemized, SKU level things are happening.
mm,
And so in season three, if you see the top three, top four, top five, all are D2C brands.
mm,
So
mm.
actually, like even though it seems like कि season two में वो peak हुआ था, but वो peak actually season three में continue होता है.
So F&B, home and living, and fashion are the mainstay, the way I look at it. और healthcare and technology घूम रहा है. Healthcare has become health and wellness now. Season 3. Acha, interesting. But this has also a lot got to do a lot with the curators of the startups, ना? मतलब जो लोग खोज करके लाते हैं वही अगर इन इंडस्ट्रीज या इन एक स्पेसिफिक वीसी से उठा रहे हैं या एक पूल से उठा रहे हैं तो फिर वहां पे भी ये है आई थिंक देर इज अ देर इज अ देर इज एन अपॉर्चुनिटी हियर where you can introduce different segments because this is not exhaustive, right? This is kind of a 80% of all the deals fall into this category and then the rest 20 would be others. तो others वाले में भी I think deep tech I don't know whether हो सकता है कि keeping the uh, keeping the profile of the picture of the angels also they have kept this.
Hmm.
uh, क्या लगता है इसमें कुलमणि सर, what is your take? क्या हो सकता है इसमें?
I think here, I'm not sure. You mentioned about sourcing of startups, right?
हम्म
Where are they sourcing from? My understanding was most of these will be incoming leads to them through the portal, right? I don't know how many of the shortlisted ones are where they go scouting for, or how many of them are incoming. Not sure.
एप्लीकेशंस तो निकलते हैं सर, पर
Yes.
फिल्टर आउट जो होता है, फिल्टर आउट तो एक टीम करती है, आई थिंक एक वेटिंग प्रोसेस जो इनका होता है, एंड देन अच्छा तो आप बोल रहे हो कि जो भी आता है वो तो सेक्टर एग्नोस्टिक ही है। अब जो फिल्टर होकर के जो फाइनलाइज हो रहा है, उसमें ये लोग सेक्टर वाइज it's just a matter of chance that this has been the case. In majority of the startups which are applying only are D2C brands. Hence, a lot of D2C brands are coming in. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm trying to say there are two channels, right? One is where they are going all out and scouting for the startup.
Mm,
Second is incoming leads. I think when they're going scouting, they may have a certain segment or a certain sector which they're looking at, while incoming will be largely agnostic.
mm,
While the final filtering, whenever they're doing, I'm sure they're doing it consciously to give a certain kind of mix,
mm,
keeping in the audience and all those things. So that way, that part will be taken care of. But so I don't think this will be without uh,
mm. बट
part of
इसमें
their strategy.
इसमें
Yeah.
इसमें मेरा वो भी है कि अब इनको ये भी देखना पड़ेगा कि जो जो इन्वेस्टर है वो भी उस इंडस्ट्री में इंटरेस्टेड होना चाहिए ना। अब मैं डीम टेक लेकर के आऊंगा और किसी को है ही नहीं एक्सपर्टीज उस चीज में, समझ रहे हो आप
Hmm.
मेरी बात? तो अब ये अगर विनीता है, अमन है, ठीक है, ये लोग तो डी टू सी या फिर आप मतलब द द द द बी टू सी सेगमेंट कह लो। देन देयर इज नमिता हुज फ्रॉम हेल्थ केयर, तो आप हेल्थ केयर को भी यहाँ पे देख रहे हो। अमन इज फ्रॉम टेक्नोलॉजी, तो टेक्नोलॉजी भी आप देख रहे हो। विनीता जो मेन स्टेज है, अनुपम जो है, अनुपम वाले के लिए भी आपका टेक आ जाएगा, आई थिंक, या टेक एंड दिस थिंग स्पेस। सो आई थिंक मुझे वही लग रहा है कि आई थिंक थोड़ा सा इन एंजल्स को भी माइंड में रख करके फिल्ट्रेशन होती है कि भाई कौन किस में ज्यादा प्रोपेंसिटी है इन एंजल्स की डालने में। एंड अगर कोई गेस्ट इन्वेस्टर आता है तो उसको भी उसी एपिसोड में बुलाया जाता है जिसमें शायद उसका इंटरेस्ट होता हो, या फिर उस इंडस्ट्री में वो पैसा डालने के लिए इंटरेस्टेड हो। दैट इज माय टेक। क्या लगता है?
Yeah, I mean, deep tech is not a good example because deep tech requires long money without a lot of questions. That
Yeah.
IP creation in itself requires a 50 or $100 million check, and I don't want people to be asking me a lot of questions, right? So
Yeah.
that's why deep tech ecosystem is in the valley because that there you have the right incentives. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I could see where you're coming from. That could be the reason.
चलो लेट्स मूव ऑन, क्योंकि देखो नाइन।
Nonetheless, there's one
हाँ।
small thing that is slightly surprising and mildly disturbing is that technology is not much higher than where it currently is in terms of number of deals or in terms of presence on this scale. I would have expected
हम्म,
technology to be higher.
हम्म,
Let's hope that situation changes soon, because both
हम्म,
from a national perspective as well as from a business perspective, the technology sector has to drive innovation in any industrial economy.
हम्म, हम्म।
So that is a bit surprising. I was not expecting this. Good analysis, Abhishek. It's an eye opener.
Thank you.
अभिषेक देखो ऐसा है ना, आज मुझे लग रहा है तुम्हारा ही एनालिसिस होने वाला है। दिस इज गोइंग टू बी अ, बट दिस इज अ गुड एनालिसिस आई थिंक। हम इतने जो डील्स को एनालाइज कर रहे थे, आई थिंक दिस इज अ सुपर सेट ऑफ ऑल द डील्स, वेयर एनालाइजिंग द डील्स ऑफ द डील्स व्हिच वर मेड। बट आई थिंक आज देखो 9:20 हो रहे हैं, we'll finish off and we'll probably do one or two, at least one startup तो आज कर लेते हैं सर, just to keep this thing. And Abhishek, I think next, if you are interested, we should also become a regular for the analysis करके देख लेते हैं एक बार। Okay, let's look at the Shark Tank deals. So you're saying all Shark Tank deals have been rare across seasons. In season one, there were 5 deals, in which all the sharks put in money. In season two, there have been two. In season three, there have been four deals. Then there is the cost of all Shark Tank deals. So all Shark deals bring a lot of expertise, connections, and prestige to a startup, but they come at a price. Founders have to dilute 3x the equity for all Shark deals as compared to 2x the diluted normal deals. Explain. Mata.
Right. So we previously discussed that, you'll get whatever amount of money that you're asking for, you will get
Mm,
that money, but you'll get a haircut on the valuation. You'll get at half the valuation. If you're asking for
mm,
60, you'll get 30. In an all shark
mm,
tank, in an all shark deal, if you're asking for 60, on average, you'll get 20. So you are
mm,
basically getting the deals at a 33 percentage of value at, at the ask price.
mm.
And like
Which
that's,
that is
I guess,
understandable also.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's because so many people are there, they would want more percentage, but they would not, want to pay higher for a, greater
yeah,
valuation.
yeah,
And the type
yeah,
of pitch you will get will probably, make up for it
yeah,
one way or the other.
yeah, absolutely. Okay. Next है what the numbers won't tell you. Okay, so these analyses are a good way to number one understand how Shark Tank deals is evolving in every season. Fine tune your pitch if you're a D2C founder with Shark Tank ambitions. Okay. However, what makes a Shark Tank pitch successful? Number one, you're saying TAM. If a startup will do well in Shark Tank if number one the TAM is big or growing fast, which is more than 300,000. Sorry, 3,000 crore. Why 3,000 crore? Again, a number which you arrived at, or was it just a projection?
So this is not, I'll say 100% data driven because, in order to do
Hmm.
that, I basically have to watch every single episode and get
Hmm.
the, that part. So that is not,
Around
that is,
500 आप मतलब 500 मिलियन के आसपास का बोल रहे हो
yes,
एक
yes,
बिलियन एक बिलियन भी
yes.
नहीं आप बोल रहे हो 500 मिलियन का टर्म होने से भी चलेगा
हाँ मतलब यस यू गेट द डील अराउंड दैट क्योंकि आई सी सीजन 3 के अंदर ज्यादा बात हो रही है इसके बारे में कि
Hmm.
द आइडिया इज प्रोबब्ली नॉट बिग इनफ दैट यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू कैप्चर अ
Hmm.
बिग इनफ द मार्केट एंड फ्रॉम देयर आई पिक्ड अप दैट नंबर
Correct. The year on year growth is great. So अगर आप 100x 2x ग्रो किया है 3x ग्रो किया है तब पैसा
यस
ओके फाउंडर्स हैव गुड acumen and मतलब good business and market acumen so product market fit or rather founder market fit है there is a
यस
reasonable path to profitability within 12 to 18 months profitability and founders are clear on what they want from Shark Tank. Great one. Okay. Uh, okay. While you have created, so you also have the data set of 402 pitches. So people, if you comment Shark on the LinkedIn post, he will share it with you. So if he's in our episode, he should be sharing that.
Abhishek,
Share
I'm
message.
commenting sharp. I'm making an audio comment sharp. Please
Uh,
share it with me.
so
I'll
I
post it in the chat here, so you guys can also probably reshare and this thing as well. But how did you like this analysis, yeah, for all of you guys? I think we spent close to 45 minutes
Eye
or
opening.
half an hour at
Eye
least of
opening.
this. Good
I
one?
have just one take from this question to both Abhishek and Kulmani. Do you see in this data and the attendant shark deals list that Sohail shared a while earlier that the investing community is hedging its bets and going for a bit of safety combined with business growth? Because that's what the numbers are telling me. If you say they are expecting profits within 12 months, it clearly means the risk taking appetite, either the risk taking appetite has gone down or there's something else at play. Am I
Angels को
wrong in
अपना
observing this trend?
अच्छा आप तो बोल लो then I have a point to
Looking at
make up.
the breakup, the increasing number of debt deals, for example, that is reasonably safer if the company has a good cash flow. Debt is any day a safer deal.
फिर मेरा
So, is
मेरा
there
ये
a
टेक
bit
है
of hedging going on?
मे, मेरा ये टेक है कि एंजल्स हैं अब एंजल्स जो है ना अभी मेरे ख्याल से ये इज दिस द शार्क टुवर्ड्स द एंड ऑफ द शार्क टैंक सीजन या इज इट द मिडिल अभिषेक अभी कहाँ है आप वेयर आर वी हाउ
I'm
मनी
not बट आई थिंक वी आर एटलीस्ट 3 to 4 weeks तो एटलीस्ट और है अपने पास में
हाँ तो क्योंकि इसमें क्या है ना देखो एंजल्स अपना पैसा लगा रहे हैं इसमें सर विशाल सर ये ना कोई वीसी फर्म है
करेक्ट
नहीं अब ये लगा रहे हैं अपना अपना पैसा अब इतना पैसा इन्होंने पहले लगा दिया अभी जो आ रहे हैं इसमें बोल रहे हैं
Hmm.
भाई थोड़ा सा कम लगाते हैं पैसा, मतलब लेट्स ट्राई एंड रिकवर द मनी फास्टर. At least मेरा take है as an individual, if I'm putting in money, even if I'm the guest and I'm at the spotlight, I'd rather want to recover my money. ये VC फर्म तो नहीं है ना सर? समझ रहे हो मेरी बात? These are individuals.
समझ रहा हूँ.
ठीक है,
करेक्ट.
तो आप भी रहते तो आप भी यही कर रहे होते कि चलो अब खत्म हो रहा है भाई, ज्यादा पैसा नहीं लगाना. डेड एक ने लगाया, डेड. दूसरे ने भी बोला हाँ हाँ मैं भी. समझ रहे हो ना? इट्स जस्ट अ वेरी ह्यूमन थिंग
गुड
द
डे.
वे आई लुक एट.
गुड ऑब्जर्वेशन.
राइट. ओके, चलो जल्दी से लेट्स मूव टू टुडेज दिस थिंग. आज ना थोड़ा सा हम एक्सटेंड के 9:45 तक. लेट्स ट्राई एंड डू व्हाटएवर वी कैन. Guys, I mean, again, this has been a bonus, and we really thank Abhishek for coming in and doing this. So, Abhishek, stick around, participate in this thing. So, let's just move on to the funding news आज का, जो कि मिस हो गया. ये हमारे usually शो के स्टार्टिंग में होता है. So, this week 22 deals were done, 442 million was dispersed. 9 deals in growth stage, 11 deals in early stage. In growth stage, Ingrail, sorry, क्या है? हाँ, Ingrail, which is a health tech firm, they raised $157 million. Pocket FM, which is the audio series platform, they raised 103 million. Ultra Human, the health tech startup, they raised 35 million. Good Glam Group, they raised 30 million. Atlan, 27.5 million. Cure Food, Series D, 25 million. Jumbo Tail, which is a B2B marketplace and retail platform, they raised 18.3 million. Then there was Dwara KGFS, which is an NBFC operating in the remote rural parts. They raised 14.4 million. And then there was Sapco Coffee, which is a coffee brand. They raised their Series A of $10 million. Moving on to the early stage one, 11 startups. Optimo Loan, which is an MSME focused lending tech platform, they raised $10 million. Liquid Nitro, which is in the gaming space, they raised $5 million. Bridge Hotels, boutique hotels firm, $4 million. Spring, which is climate tech platform, they raised $3 million. HCIN Network, which is a networking solution provider, they raised 1.5 million. Beethoven, AI music startup, they raised 1.33. Relso B2B furniture cloud factory, they raised 840 million, 840K. Yenmo, which is in fintech, they raised 500K. And then Jewel Box, which is a jewelry brand, they raised 500K. There were two undisclosed startups. Droom, rapper Badsha put in money in Droom because they have now changed the positioning and they are basically targeting the millennials and Gen Z. And then there's Dairy Day, which basically raised an undisclosed amount, and Motilal Oswal, the PE firm, basically exited from it. In terms of the number of cities, Bangalore rules the rules. 14 deals from Bangalore this week. Only three from Delhi NCR. Usually Delhi NCR and Bangalore go neck and neck, but only three deals in Delhi NCR. Then there is Bombay with two, and Hyderabad, Kolkata, and Ahmedabad with one deal each this week. Moving on to the Shark Tank deals, we'll probably do one or two only. The deal that we start off with is Rock Paper Rum, which is an innovative Indian rum brand. 50 lakh for 2% equity they asked, and they got 20 lakh for 1% equity plus 30 lakh debt at 10% for 2 years. Vinita Singh has put in money in this one. So let's just go through Rock Paper Rum's website and see what these people have been up to. Rock Paper Rum, flavorful rum. Let's go through their website also. I think, sorry, their Instagram. सो रम का धंधा है सर, दारू का बिजनेस. इट्स एन इंडियन रम ब्रांड. व्हाट्स योर टेक ऑन दिस कुलमणि? ये वाला मार्केट आप ट्रैक कर रहे हो? The alcohol market, because this is alcohol, this is not even a mixer, this is alcohol. What is your take on in this market?
I was
In
striking pre-mixed kind of drinks, which are very popular with younger folks, especially Gen Z. That one I have spoken to two founders over last 2 months. This one Yeah, this one, see, if they've given them that, I'm sure they have sizable revenue. And this 50 lakhs is, I think they just came here. Most of the companies are here for marketing now. I think more than the money, this 50 lakh doesn't move any needle, anything, right?
Yeah.
So, uh,
5 करोड़ का धंधा किया इन लोगों ने सर लास्ट ईयर।
so,
तो 5 करोड़ में 20 लाख का 30 लाख का डेट लिया है इन लोगों ने। 20 लाख का 1% इक्विटी। 20 लाख का और 1% इक्विटी मीन्स कितना का ये हो गया? 20 लाख दो 20 करोड़ का
20
वैल्यूएशन दे
करोड़
रहे हैं। तो 4x मल्टीपल पे गया है, विच इज अ यूजुअल D2C डील, राइट? ये तो यूजुअल D2C डील ही है। एंड आई थिंक अगेन 5 करोड़ का धंधा कर रहा है। इसका डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन इज यूजुअली
Any
द
so
यूजुअल।
distribution का game है, right? ये तो, right? So we'll have to check who else is on the team, what is their background. Right?
देख लेते हैं सर। ये देखो सर, सो दिस गाय, प्रोडक्ट्स हैं इनके, इन्होंने इतनी सारी चीजें लगा करके रख दी है। रॉक पेपर रम, लेट्स चेक देयर फाउंडर्स। ये तो डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का ही गेम है। ललित लखानी, ओके। इसकी टीम में कौन कौन है? इसकी टीम का कहीं पर डाला नहीं है क्या इसने? देयर इज नो अबाउट आल्सो इन द वेबसाइट। स्टिंग स्टाइल, ललित लखानी इज द ओनली गाय, थर्ड जनरेशन फाउंडर टू रीएस्टैब्लिश हिज फैमिलीज लेगेसी। सो इनका धंधा है देयर स्टिफ लिक्विड करेज वंस पावर्ड, ओके। सो दे आर बेसिकली सेइंग कि इनकी फैमिली बनाती थी पहले से। अभी ये नए ब्रांड के साथ देयर स्टिल पावर्ड द हाई प्रोडक्ट इन द डिफेंस मार्केट। When that wound down, Lalit Lakhani, the third generation founder, took up the mantle to reestablish his brand then. So they already have a business. Classic game of taking a chance. This is the story of family championed a cause they believed in and showed the world. हाँ, तो इनका पहले से कोई धंधा होगा सर। दिस ट्रिपल डिस्टिल्ड रम upholds legacy once one that's disruptive। अच्छा, तो इनका कुछ तो होगा दादा। हम्म, इनकी फैमिली है सर पूरी की पूरी दारू बनाने वाली। ठीक है।
क्या फिर
अह,
समझ में आ गया ना, मार्केटिंग के लिए आया था वो।
हाँ मार्केटिंग के लिए है ये, देखो ना सर। और दी आई तो 4.5 करोड़ का। अच्छा, लीडिंग द सीड राउंड इज मुंबई एंजल्स। क्या 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 क्या, तो ऑलरेडी लोगों ने पैसे डाल रखे हैं सर इसमें। सॉलिडिफाइंग द लीडिंग द सीड राउंड ऑफ 4.5 CR with a significant investment Mumbai Angels along with GSF, Anay, Fard Networks सबने डाला हुआ है इसमें। पेरेंट कंपनी ऑफ रॉक पेपर रम इज गुड बैरल डिस्टिलरी। ठीक है, तो ये मार्केटिंग के लिए है सर। सबने पैसा डाल रखा है, जीएसएफ ने पैसा डाल रखा है, तो देन तो दे हैव गॉट देयर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सॉर्टेड। तो ओके, मूविंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट वन। चलो हमारे पास टाइम है, विल डू वन मोर। स्मोटेक, nicotine free tablets to quit smoking। nicotine tablets, 1% for 1% equity, 50 lakh for 5% equity, डुबा दिया इन्होंने। प्लस 50 लाख डेट एट 15% फॉर 3 years। यार ये बहुत डिफिकल्ट प्रोडक्ट है यार बेचने वाला। देखिए स्मोटेक क्या करता है ये। आ, यार ये तो एंटी स्मोकिंग टैबलेट। डज दिस वर्क? डज दिस मार्केट, डज दिस प्रोडक्ट हैव अ मार्केट? मतलब क्या है इसमें टेक आपका? अभिषेक, विशाल, आकाश।
That is a very difficult thing because of certain close relatives I have battled with this problem.
हम्म,
So it's very difficult to call.
नहीं नहीं
It's
वो
a
तो
nascent market. It's a new market. It's blue ocean. It's a blue ocean strategy they will be keeping here.
निकोटेक्स विकोटेक्स तो
So
इतने टाइम से चला रहे हैं सर, कुछ तो चलता ही नहीं है इंडिया में।
yeah, but, penetration, that's exactly what makes it almost a blue ocean strategy, na? It's an untested market. So it will all depend on how they will uh, do it. The thing is, electronic anti-nicotine products have been banned by the government last year, as I recall. So
Hmm.
I'm presuming they have the permissions in place. If they have the permissions in place, then it's basically a game of how they, you know, uh, reach to the consumers and convince them.
Right. So their
So
USP is that
there is a market, but it depends on how they tap into it.
correct,
Correct,
and their
Abhishek.
Interesting
USP is
brand.
that it's nicotine free.
Hmm?
No, it's Ayurvedic. They have a range of
Yeah.
ingredients that they have listed on the site as I was reading through it. So it's Ayurvedic.
Hmm.
Yes.
No, but
So
my
that's
my
what makes it so
question
interesting.
my question here is for the user जिसके लिए बना है ये product. Does I don't know this whether being nicotine free or nicotine probably decision making process में तो काम करता है बट इसका सक्सेस रेट कितना है मुझे कोई आइडिया नहीं है इसका मतलब आई रियली ये तो 95% सक्सेस रेट बोल रहा है यार ये अच्छा देखो गॉट अ डॉक्टर्स रेकमेंडेड प्रोग्राम आल्सो हाँ तो ये साथ में बेचते हैं क्या इज देयर लाइक अ प्रोग्राम
Products.
फॉर्मुलेशन देखें जरा इसका क्या है फंडा So they are saying कि there is a natural tablet and there are granules. Okay, these are the two products. ठीक है. Clinical trials and guided sessions. So they have got guided sessions as well. Two-arm double-blind randomized. अच्छा ये तो clinical trial करा दिया इन लोगों ने. So they have got what is a guided session? Smoted guided sessions. अच्छा. Step by video series है. Video series से क्या होता है? Is the market big enough for people to exist? I'm sure that अगर Nicotex is by which company? I've forgotten. Nicotex भी कोई बड़ा इसी का है ना? Cipla. Nicotex is by Cipla. So अगर Cipla है इस मार्केट में तो मार्केट साइज तो बड़ा है सर. इसमें भी बात
मार्केट साइज तो
फॉर्मूले
बड़ा है
के
सर, मार्केट साइज इज ह्यूज। मार्केट साइज का
मार्क
इशू नहीं है इसमें आज तो।
हाँ नहीं इसमें फिर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का गेम आ जाता है डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन एंड अवेयरनेस सो निकोटेक्स इज अवेलेबल एट एवरी फार्मेसी और एवरी एट एवरी पान दुकान वाला के वहां पे एक च्युइंगम के साथ अगर निकोटेक्स भी मिलता है अगर इनको वैसा डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन मिलता है तो प्रोबेबली जो अवेलेबल मार्केट है उसमें वो कुछ डेंट कर पाए प्रोबेबली दैट इज व्हाई दे हैव कम टू शार्क टैंक टू गेट द प्रमोशंस और मार्केटिंग इसीलिए उन्होंने वैल्यूएशन भी इतने गिरा दी यार
सुरेश
काफी
मैं
गिरा
बस एक
दी
चीज
Uh,
मैं बोलना चाहूंगा। Just
हम्म
one thing I'd like to add here. In order to crack this market, see, it's about somebody quitting smoking. Now, quitting smoking requires an internal drive, an internal desire to quit. And that is why those guided sessions they are saying they are going to be very valuable. They are going to be extremely valuable. So it's not just a distribution game. The distribution has to go hand in hand with how they reach out to consumers. This is more towards pharma marketing. It's very specialized field indeed. That's why I'm not taking any long calls, unlike earlier weeks. On this, I'm completely silent onto the long calls. It's a very technical market. All I know is the market size is big. Market size का issue नहीं है. So fascinating. This is a brand we should be tracking.
दीपेंद्र गोयल ने तो मना ही कर दिया अनुपम मित्तल ने लास्ट में पैसा डाला किसने 50 लाख ये अनुपम देखो ना आई थिंक द वैल्यूएशन इज डिप्ड बाय 10x
Yes.
मतलब ये 100 करोड़ का वैल्यूएशन मांग रहा था 10 करोड़ इवन मतलब 10 करोड़ भी पूरा वैल्यूएशन नहीं है फॉर अ स्टार्टअप इसमें लेकिन इनका रेवेन्यू कितना है देखे जरा ये है एनुअल रेवेन्यू स्पोर्टेड नहीं ये शायद कोई दूसरी स्पोर्टेड है इतना नहीं होगा रेवेन्यू इज लेस देन $5 million चलो कोई नहीं तो आई
$5
थिंक ऑल द
million is
बेस्ट
good.
लेस देन $5 million सर लेस देन वो उनका वो
अच्छा,
है मतलब वो टॉगल उनका लेस देन 5 million वाला ही है उससे नीचे वाला ओके विल डू वन मोर एंड देन विल क्लोज ऑफ आई एम रियली सॉरी तीन तो करते हैं यार कड़ी धान व्हिच इज ऑटोनोमस लाइट डिटरेंट सिस्टम वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग 1.5 CR for 2.5% equity they got 75 lakh for 5% equity plus 75 lakh debt at 10% फॉर 3 years। मुझे ये लग रहा है ना स्मोटेक वाले के साथ ना बहुत ज्यादती हुई है, 15% पे दिया है इसको। यार इसने लिया भी है, डेस्परेशन में लिया है मुझे लग रहा
Uh,
है।
but it also proves, I think, I mean, there on the website he mentioned that the success rate is 95%, right? I'm sure 100% he was not able to back it up.
Yeah.
That's why the valuation had gone down. I mean, else
Yeah.
if you would have proved right that it works for 95%, I don't think so they would
Dude, it's a
basically
very
decrease
tall
the
claim.
valuation to 10.
It's a
But
very tall
95%
claim.
is crazy actually. Yeah, the claim is too, yeah, too tall, yeah, too
यार
steep.
ये मतलब तुम सुट्टा छुड़वा रहे हो यार, मतलब चलो ठीक
Mm.
है।
Yeah.
Moving on to the next one. So we have कड़ी धान, autonomous light deterrent system। ओके, ये भी 4x से डिप मारा है, देखें। कड़ी धान, कड़ी धान, वाइल्ड लाइफ ट्रैकिंग। ओ, ये मोशन सेंसिंग लगा दिया फॉरेस्ट में। Made in India, cutting edge. Okay, our clients are WWF, SGF, Together We Can, Leopard। अच्छा ये पूरा ही वाइल्ड लाइफ टेक। पाराभ्रक्ष, सोलर पावर्ड स्मार्ट एनिमल डिटरेंट लाइट। अच्छा, डिटरेंट लाइट conceptualized, iterated, and designed and manufactured completely in India। Copy cart, solar powered bio acoustic sound system to repel monkeys। Acha, got it. So they basically introduced robotics to influence the movement of animals within the forests, I think। तो यहाँ पे ये it works like this thing। So light ऐसे हुआ तो भाग जाएंगे चीता। Okay, problem was animal attacks on cattle, stock, crops, vegetation, and they basically created this device which will repel the animal by basically light flicker and say basically, and it is solar powered। Interesting product, four powerful LEDs, 360-degree production, -42 +60, can be mounted anywhere। Used cases, अच्छा ये पूरा ही wildlife के ऊपर focus है। Okay, so this is one, and the second product is Copy Cart, which is only pilot। So they are currently in the pilot stage, I'm assuming। This is for monkeys। Problem statement, monkey attacks। तो एक monkey attacks के लिए, एक चीता का attacks के लिए है। क्या टेक है, ये तो मेरे ख्याल से बहुत ही ज्यादा नीश प्रोडक्ट है। एंड
Is there a
1.5
market? Is there a big enough market?
बिगिन ऑफ मार्केट, ये ग्लोबल, मतलब ये
Yes.
बेसिकली ग्लोबल मार्केट को ही फिर फोकस करेगा ना।
Even
और
even on
इंडी
a global scale, is it enough to justify the technology research and investment that have gone into it?
Yeah.
That
Even
said, I don't see the technologies will be very expensive in this.
या
It should be a simple device. The innovation will be in thinking of this device and implementing it. But still, somehow I don't see a large enough market because the encroachment of the habitat on the forest areas has already. I mean, it's a story. It's a story of the past. So, is there a market? I would be surprised. I will need to look into this.
Yeah.
So,
I
fascinating.
I believe there's a very large market for this. Like on the contrary, sir, because like I was recently in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, these days, like a lot of wildlife sanctuaries, and the encroachment on the part, like the border part where the wildlife sanctuary ends and where the human habitat becomes, this is a huge issue. Uh, and I think the price point anyway, like because we are talking about like if this is not there, mostly a leopard or a cheetah will come in and will probably get killed by the villagers, right? So the money that will be paid for this is not actually being paid by anybody. It will be either be paid by the government or by a UN grant or something like that. And in especially in those type of deals, there's a huge amount of money.
ग्रांट से आएगा पैसा इनके पास ज्यादा। और मेरे ख्याल से देखो, अगर ये प्रोडक्ट अच्छा है ना, देन देर आर जितने भी योर टीजी इज द सैंक्चुरीज ग्लोबली। If you have
Yeah,
one used case and if you're able to have a successful pilot, the adoption and the selling becomes easier because इसमें ज्यादा आपका competition है नहीं। It's a very very niche market that you're targeting। Plus Indian cost या Indian pricing आप लेकर के अगर यूएस या अफ्रीका या यूरोप में जाते हो, तो you might be able to charge a premium and make enough amount of money। और मुझे वही लग रहा है कि आई थिंक इनका फोकस भी जो है ना, ये इन्होंने बोला ही है कि मेरा फोकस ही भाई एनवायरमेंटल प्रॉब्लम्स को सॉल्व करने का है। आई थिंक वाइल्ड लाइफ इज देयर this thing started by a group of engineer design more important to solve to address more। टेक्नोलॉजी ठीक है, आई थिंक दिस इज वन ऑफ देयर इनिशियल प्रोडक्ट्स। ये जो है ना, reduce economic we are currently on a journey to reduce economic losses in the agricultural sector due to wildlife attacks. That is their mission, sir. Very, very clear and very, very targeted. Kulmani sir,
You know
any
that
take on
that's
this?
that's what I said,
Hmm.
no?
Hmm.
See, the only thing I can take out from this, if this is B2G pure play, then this is
Hmm.
not investable for early stage
Hmm.
investors.
Hmm.
Correct.
Because same thing with the defense sector also. A lot of people jumped in at early stage, but then they realize those tender payments, they may come, they may not come, they may come in 3 months, they may come in 9 months. Very difficult to do cash flow projections. For example, right now there is the whole government is in the election mode. Whatever is
Hmm.
stuck will only get cleared after June, July, whatever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then the new officer comes and then somebody else looks at the file. So if it is pure play B2G, very tough to get interest. But if this B2G plus other things, maybe. Uh,
Hmm.
so that's what I'm thinking.
Valid.
Kulmani, the problem with that is the B2G segment, as Abhishek correctly pointed out, is something that can be tapped into. The problem is globally B2G payments are not easy to come by. It's not an Indian problem. That it's a global problem. But on the part of the agricultural field aspects, I see a niche market. Yes, there is a need for this product. Yes, the product is solution. Yes, the science is solid. It is known that these aspects can keep pests away. I am talking about convincing people in a very small niche market to adopt technology. It can be done, but
Hmm.
it's a hard path. So, from a
Got.
business perspective, analyzing from a business viability and sustainability and growth perspectives on three parameters. Growth prospects to hai. The problem I see is a viability and sustainability. If they can crack these two problems, they should be through. That's my marketing pure play take.
देखो मेरा
Yeah,
मेरा
that's true. So
सॉरी
इसमें
गो
ना
अहेड।
एक funny story comes to my mind. So there was a interesting thing. Let's not name the company, but they were using drone cameras to do some crop canvassing and other things. Ultimately, what I found out, but those drone cameras were being used to
आप म्यूट हो गए।
because
Uh,
वर यूज्ड टू।
what later used to people were using them to shoot their weddings.
अच्छा, तो आप बोल रहे हो कि बना किसी और चीज के लिए और यूज किसी और चीज के लिए हो रहा है ये, हैं?
Right, right, right. This is the states like let's not name the
ये
state also, but
ये I remember this is a very classic case study that we used to study in B schools ना कि I think क्या था, कपड़े बनाने का साबुन बनाया था, लोग उससे नहा रहे थे और समथिंग लाइक दैट, राइट? तो आई थिंक लाइफ बॉय का स्टोरी है या किसका है, आई डोंट रिमेम्बर। एंड देन दे चेंज द पोजीशनिंग ओनली, एंड दिस इज अ क्लासिक केस अक्रॉस मार्केटिंग यार। ये तो मतलब चीजें बनती किसी और चीज के लिए होती हैं और यूज किसी और चीज के लिए होता है। बट आई थिंक फ्रॉम अ बिजनेस पर्सपेक्टिव मैं ज्यादा इंटरेस्टेड इसमें ये हूँ कि एसकेयू लेवल पे क्या ये प्रॉफिटेबल है। बिकॉज ये मुझे जो इनका लिंक्डइन यूआरएल देख करके समझ में आ रहा है ना, this is they are selling it to farmers and the people who are using it. तो ये देखो, दिलासा जन विकास प्रतिष्ठान, this lady is basically Parabraksh is being used. Then they've got some few foundations and all who are using it. तो मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि एसकेयू लेवल पे अगर प्रॉफिटेबल हैं एंड अगर बैचेस में ही बन रहा है इनका, तो इनको ज्यादा पैसे की जरूरत होगी नहीं, unless or until they are looking at bulk orders. And if bulk orders come, I don't know whether there is an urgency of delivery also इस केस में, अगर टेंडर पास हुआ।
यार इसमें ना दो
It
चीजें
depends on
हैं।
the range of pay.
हम्म,
अगर आप भारत में घूमोगे ना जमीन पे एग्रीकल्चर में, मोस्ट ऑफ अस
हाँ,
आर मार्जिनल फार्मर्स। तो
हम्म,
मार्जिनल फार्मर वाला तो बोलेगा भाई मैं तो शाम को 2 चक्कर वैसे ही लगाता हूँ, मेरे पास तो
हम्म,
पैसे नहीं है। सिंपल सिंपल सोच है यार उसकी।
हम्म,
उसे आप 1 रुपया भी नहीं बेच सकते, उसकी जेब में है भी नहीं, उसके पास कुछ है
हम्म,
ही नहीं यार बेचारे। और बड़े
हम्म
फार्म वाले हैं वो ऑलरेडी फेंसिंग वगैरह वो सब करके रखते हैं, तो कोई ऐसा इशू नहीं है। अगर किसी का 50 एकड़ का फार्म है या 100 एकड़ का फार्म है, वो ऑलरेडी उस पे वायर होगा, राइट।
हम्म हम्म
और छोटे फार्मर वाले के पास होता नहीं है यार पैसा ग्राउंड पे ना। इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट ऑन द इनपुट लिंकेजेस साइड, कुछ उसे आप बेच नहीं सकते यार, उसके पास है ही नहीं।
हम्म
उसे 100 रुपये भी
हम्म
निकलवाना ना बहुत मुश्किल है।
हम्म
Kulmani, I can fill in with some numbers here. There are approximately 121 million land holdings for agriculture in India. A second report that has come out slightly later, 2020 के आसपास, puts it at 117 million. About 83% are marginal farmers. Let's take a flat rate of 80%. It's near the 83%. So we are looking at a total market size of say 15% of 120 million is about 18 million. Now
उतना
the
भी नहीं
question
होगा
here
सर,
is what kind of pen do they rebel? Yeah,
उतना भी
that's
नहीं
the
होगा।
maximum. That's the maximum. Yeah, that's the
हाँ,
maximum I'm saying.
because these are
And maybe the
villages.
third question here is just a minute.
Yeah.
One more thing that I'd like to add here is what is the range of pests they are repelling? Some areas will be uh, attacked by locusts. Some areas will have encroachment by monkeys or cheetahs or
Mhm.
leopards. So it will differ from geography to geography. तो उनके use cases को study एक बार देखना पड़ेगा कि what kind of pests is it effective on?
इनका इनका बस चीता और मंकी है सर अभी। देयर इज नथिंग एल्स। ठीक है, इनका बस चीता और
Hmm.
मंकी है। ठीक है, तो उसी में अभी खेल रहे हैं। होपफुली दे विल कम अप विथ मोर, बट अभी ये मेरे ख्याल से बस वाइल्ड लाइफ, एनी एग्रीकल्चरल लैंड which is getting this thing by wildlife, they are basically focusing on that. The monkey, wild
Okay,
animals, any villages which are close to a forest is that TG। ठीक है, और मेरे ख्याल से फिर
ये तो बहुत
डायरेक्टली
खतरनाक
बी टू सी नहीं होगा, मुझे लग रहा है वाया these foundations and via these NGOs only they sell,
है।
because I think Kulmani is
FPOs,
right।
farmer producing organizations, FPOs के
हाँ,
द्वारा होते
वही वही वही। चलो, मूविंग ऑन, आई थिंक इतने पे ही एंड करते हैं। आज आज 3 एपिसोड हुए एंड वी हैव गॉट अ मेजर मेजर डिस्कशन अराउंड Abhishek's analysis. Abhishek, how did you like this one? The whole,
Oh, I really enjoyed it.
आ जाओ तुम, अगले हफ्ते से तुम भी रेगुलर हो जाओ। ठीक है, we'll talk about it.
Sure.
But thanks a lot, guys, for coming in. We'll close this today's show here, and we'll see you guys again next week, same time, same place. Please follow us on LinkedIn. Acha, by the way, for all the investors and startup founders, we are going to be partners for the Dubai FinTech Summit, which is happening on the 6th and 7th of May. We are taking a delegation from India, which is open for all the founders and investors out there. So Kulmani, आपकी portfolio company में भी अगर कोई fintech या AI वाला है, so we're taking a pavilion there, so we might have exhibition spaces available as well. तो एक यूआई फॉर्म है, मैं भेज दूंगा आपको। आप अपने, मैं कॉल करता हूँ इसके बाद, विल टॉक अ लिटिल बिट मोर अबाउट दिस। ठीक है, सो दैट इज हैपनिंग। प्लस टुमारो, इफ यू गाइस आर देयर इन बैंगलोर, देयर इज अ D2C, there's a D2C summit which is happening in I think this is the old airport road, Leela, by D2C Insider. So in case you people are around, you should definitely go. And yeah, I mean, I think we will see you guys next week, same place, same time, and hopefully this episode